be discussing introduction to functions. So if you already know what functions are, this is not going to benefit you. However, if you don't know what functions are, this will benefit you. We're going to start out using a void function just because I feel like it's the easiest thing to understand in the beginning. And also it's very important to understand at the same time. So if you don't understand void functions, then it's very important for you to understand void functions. So let's go ahead and run the program. As you can see, I'm going to run the program. It's going to be void, and it displays my name is Amanda, and it says, what is your name? Your name is Amanda, and what number do you want to multiply? So I want to multiply by 10. What number do you want to multiply? I want to multiply by 5. And as you can see, the result is 50. And you can see, if you are familiar with functions, as I said, you're going to know what I'm about to talk about. However, if you're not, then this is going to be a great introduction to functions for you to understand them better. So let's go ahead and restart our program here. So I'm going to start out with my main, and I'm still going to return 0 for now. And if I want to create a function, as you can see in the rundown of the program, it starts with the data type. If you didn't catch that, your functions are going to your functions are going to start with your data type. So that means that in order to define a function in a Python, use def, I believe. I haven't used Python in a little bit. Instead of that, you're going to use the actual data type itself. So functions are going to start with a data type. In this case, it is going to be a void data type, which doesn't return anything, and we'll discuss what that we'll discuss what that means in a moment. Sorry. All right, so void a function. Let's go ahead and make one that says, say hello world. We'll switch it up, and as you can see, I have my parentheses followed by my semicolon. This is the syntax for your prototype, for your function itself. So this is important to know, because what this is going to do is it's going to tell the compiler of the program, hey, I have a function here, and in order for me to let the program know that it has a function, then I'm going to start with the prototype on the top of it. So I have void, say hello world, followed by my parentheses and my semicolon, and that is the syntax. I come down here, and now I want to create my function. As you can see, I've passed my main at this point, and I'm going to do it below, or create my function below my program. And again, I'm going to start with the data type, followed by the name of my function that I would like to create. So in this case, it's going to be called say hello world. I still use my parentheses. However, I'm not going to use my semicolon. This is also a syntax of the program. So no semicolon is the syntax. And that's important to know. So as you can see, I have my data type, the name of the function that I want to create, followed by my parentheses, and then I'm going to display hello world, good old hello world, right? Hello world! So that's how we all wake up in the morning. Okay, so it's going to say I have my cout, my stream insertion operator, for those who are not familiar with that terminology yet, followed with my string literal here inside of my parentheses, sorry, and then stream insertion operator, and then my endl. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call it inside of main. So instead of creating this program inside of main, you can jumble up your program, right? I mean, if you have all this stuff you have to read, this kind of gives you an indication. Instead of my notes up here, if I were to write something that says program says hello world, obviously that's not going to be your usual program inside of the workplace. But hey, in order for me to call this program though inside of my main, because it is a void program, and when I say that it doesn't return anything, so because it is a void function and it doesn't return anything, as you notice, inside of the main program, we return 0. However, there is no return inside of this void function. There will not be a return statement inside of your void functions. This is because void functions do not return anything. And that's very important to know, because if you're trying to create a void function and it's returning or trying to return something, it's not going to work because that's not what it's meant to do. So as you can see, it's not only made to display information as you saw in the previous rundown of my program, it does give you an indication that you can do more with your program than just display information. But let me go ahead and call my function now inside main before I get too distracted here. So in order for me to call my function inside of main, I need the name of the function itself, followed by, again, the parentheses. This is this, and my semicolon. This is the syntax for calling a void function. And I'm going to go ahead and run the program now. So it should say hello world, and it says hello world. Yay! So this was your introduction to a void function. It's very basic. I'm going to let you go ahead and play around with the program. If anyone has any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. However, as you can see, we have, again, our prototype right here. This is what this is called, a prototype. And that is indicating and letting the compiler know that there is a function inside of this program somewhere. As we go below our main program, you can see we have our function. Again, no semicolon after the name, or the data type, the name of the function, and the parentheses. And we have our curly braces. As you can see with our cout, again, for syntax reference, cout, stream insertion operators, string literal, stream insertion operator, endl, and our good old semicolon. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and thanks for your time, and I hope everybody has a great day.